Oh my gosh, I just found this book I think you're totally going to like. Oh, really? What's the book about? So, it's a dark romance.
Oh god, what is she thinking of? God, it's probably gonna be one of her weird books. Oh no.
Alright, what is it about? So, it's about a serial killer and he kidnaps this girl and he like does a lot of stuff to her and they fall in love and they end up getting married. Hold the phone. What? Why? Like, I mean, I'm not. I guess I get it, but I don't. Why? Oh my god, you're judging me, you seriously bigoted bitch. Okay. First of all, I never said anything against that, okay? Second of all, why do you think I would want to read that? You know I don't even like watching horror movies, like the regular ones. What makes you think I would want to read them? Ugh, whatever. It's not like you get me anyway. Yeah, you're right. I don't, and I think I'd rather not. Hi, y'all. So today we're gonna talk about dark romance. Woo!
Please kill me.
So the reason I didn't post this on TikTok, despite filming it on the TikTok app, was because I can't afford any better stuff at the moment, and I didn't feel like having to fight that crowd.
I heard you,
So
bitch.
you might be wondering, what is dark romance, Mari? Well, dark romance is they're romance books, okay, but they address the taboo stuff, like the guy's not being so great, or the more extreme shit like serial killers. Anyway, honestly, if we all wrote about happy and non-controversial things in books, we would all be writing kids books because let's face it, no one wants to read just happy shit, even though it is a great way to make yourself feel better after reading something extremely shitty or traumatizing. But unfortunately, with self-publishing being extremely easy, I mean, I should know. All the weird people that didn't get the cringe out of their system, like with fanfiction or with Wattpad, which, that's all I'll say. I'll talk more about it in a bit. This is what happens, and it gives Book Talk a bad name, honestly. But the taboo subjects in question include shit like incest, adultery, falling in love with someone who is like mentally unwell. There's uneven social standings, like a possible secretary, or like noble with a non-noble. Stuff like falling in love with your bully, a serial killer, like I said before. Then there's the extra yike topics that include stuff like murder, kidnapping, stalking, torture, rape, sexual assault, all the fun shit, you know. Those last three. I get that a lot of people love morally gray characters these days, but once I think you hit the rapist territory, there is no longer any moral gray. You are just evil. Granted, a lot of people like saying that they use these to cope with their trauma, but honestly, as a survivor myself, I don't get why you would want to relive your drama and see your trauma, you know, sexualized. But I guess you do you. I feel like therapy would be more beneficial, but that's just me. Um, let's get down to the characters. Honestly, most of them are fucking awful. Like, the female lead is always someone who's like in her early 20s. That doesn't even know what a kiss is, but the dude's like the dark, brooding bad boy that's got a body count higher than medical depth in America. Um, can we have two crazy people for once? I mean, I wouldn't mind that. Or like maybe the girl's the crazy one. The dude just like, gets dragged along. Like, I would love to see that more, honestly. Um, and honestly, with some of these male characters, like Zaid from Haunting Adeline, they could murder a litter of puppies and you'd still find some weirdo trying to justify him and still saying that he's hot, even though his entire character makes me want Death Notes to be real. Anyway. And a lot of these dudes are straight up rapists and abusive, and somehow we're supposed to find them attractive, which, anyway. Like, if your point was to not make them likable, which sometimes it is, great job, by the way, because now I want to fucking hang that dude. But anyway, then you have people that don't distinguish that these books are fiction, which I'm not saying that people that read dark romance can't distinguish fact from fiction, because I'm pretty sure they can. It's just that one group. The ones that were fawning over Wade Wilson, you know, the ugly, toothless thing that killed women and raped them, and he had a whole fan club. And funny enough, he was making fun of them because he knows that they're dumb as bricks. That's the kind of issue it causes too. Not to mention, there's a lot of problems with Haunting Adeline that I think other people have covered much better than me. But long story short, there is like way too many anti-Semitic talking points and other things wrong with that mess. Now, let's get to the authors themselves. Now, most dark romance authors that I have met are lovely people who aren't horrible people. They just write about things that aren't that great. And to be honest, dark romance is one of those genres that will not appeal to everybody. Because me, personally, I don't care for horror. And I don't really like alien sci-fi all that much. Which is why I'm surprised I even wrote that Ascendance the way I did. But anyway, that doesn't make you a bad person for liking it. It's a niche interest. Not everyone is gonna like it or enjoy it. And the topics that are involved, like, you know, the murder, kidnapping, and sexual violence, can be very triggering for people. And I don't blame them, because honestly, there's a reason that I don't pick up certain books, and it's because of that. And I also want to go ahead and say, whatever her name is, the one that wrote Haunting of Adeline, is a horrible person, because supporting fake and dangerous rhetoric on human trafficking and promoting anti-Semitism is bad. Even though she put that disclaimer up, that does nothing, because anyone that truly believes that shit is going to think that she also believes it, even if she didn't. Not to mention, most people that get trafficked are often children that come from families that sold them or are pimping them out over random shady organizations trafficking children and women. Or occasionally it's immigrants that were essentially tricked into coming into the States and then forced into sex work or forced labor, which gets ignored a lot, unfortunately. Also, Tilly Cole romanticizing the KKK and the cartel. I'm not going to say what that deserves, but y'all can figure it out. That's foul, considering that both of those groups have harmed a lot of people, and that one of those groups already gets glorified enough by his own home country. But that's all I will say, because I have family over there. I just think it's kind of foul when people can't distinguish truth from a book. And unfortunately, that's a big problem with the dark romance community. But honestly, I feel like as long as we call out the right things and hold ourselves accountable for things, it should be good. So if y'all have any other topics y'all want me to discuss, just let me know. I'm always up for it.